final approach. The navigators will be calling time to go, time to their entry, and they want to enter as quickly as they can. Alinghi now accelerating, putting the hammer down. 38, 37 seconds to go till entry. The time on distance crucial. They've got to get in as tight as they can. PJ, here we go with 26 seconds to go to the entry.
Coming in from starboard, it is going to be BMW Oracle. Here, Alinghi coming in from port. It's a very long start line.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
They're into the 5-minute sequence. And for the first time, Alinghi and BMW Oracle are getting locked together. What an extraordinary sight to see BMW Oracle wing up coming into the start. Can Alinghi cross over in front of them? Andy?
Well, I'm not sure Alinghi are going to be able to cross in front of them. Look at the power on that BMW Oracle boat. They have got the pedal down, and Alinghi cannot cross. So Alinghi can't cross, so James Spithill now putting the bow up to Alinghi to try and force them to tack, and I think Alinghi are going to have to tack here. Wow, first contact, and Alinghi cannot cross, so that's a major problem. And here BMW Oracle, they push their bow into windward. I wonder if there's a flag on the play there, because that is very close indeed. BMW Oracle just scoot past Alinghi, and yeah, a protest flag on Oracle, that's what I can see. Oh, well, we've been waiting long enough for this, and there's drama within the first minute. Fantastic. Well, how are Alinghi going to be able to get out of the clutches of BMW Oracle? James Spithill did a super job of forcing Alinghi to tack, and now Alinghi very slow indeed. And I suspected as much that this will still be a match race. No question about it. That is traditional match racing. That is a dial-up for all to see. Blue flag. It's a penalty against Alinghi. Can you believe it?
So we're coming up to the final.
Alinghi flying a hull. They are off like a robber's dog, going 20-something knots upwind, and BMW Oracle Racing are playing catch-up big time.
What a dramatic start, Cameron Lewis.
Yeah, Andy, at the dial up there, I thought there was going to be a head-on. It was just two bright lights coming at each other, and it was an amazing mistake that the Swiss made in getting in front of BMW Oracle. I would have jibed away and got the heck out of there, but here we go.
Well, we're following the boats, and
so now we go, Andy, we're just going to look at Virtual Eye and the 3D animation. Cam Lewis coming down as they get across the line.
Same header, so that may have just been wind. We can't tell too much yet, but the trimaran looks to be consistently flying a hull more than the catamaran. USA, BMW Oracle Racing look to have better speed, if you ask me right here.
Andy, I believe that the sail platform on the trimaran is about 40 feet higher than on the catamaran. Do you concur with that?
Yeah, certainly the rig is taller on the trimaran, and we are right behind the tri at the moment, and both hulls being flown. And actually, as the hulls fly, just the rear flaps, the second element on the wing sail was just being bladed off there by Cheese, his nickname Derrida, and BMW Oracle are just nosing their way to windward of the Alinghi catamaran. Alinghi still have a decent lead, but I think it's being chewed into here, PJ.
At the start, Alinghi led BMW Oracle when they recrossed the line by 660 meters. It is currently 435, coming down, 430.
Look at the crew out on the trimaran, lying down on the deck, 30, 40 feet off the water. How's that for a good ride here?
It's inside 400 meters now.
Something's going on the Lingy. They're changing head soles on a Lingy. They're going to go from their G0 to their upwind jib. Going from the G0.
Yeah, there's a problem on a Lingy. I saw some sails flapping there at the front of a Lingy.
Andy, they're going with their jib, their upwind jib. Who thought there wasn't going to be a boat race?
Well, we haven't got them spearing across in different parts of the ocean. They're both in the same shot. It's a Lingy out to the left. This BMW Oracle on starboard head right of way. There was a lot of speculation all the time here. And so they do appear to be quicker at this stage. But the key, and also, as Andy said, it looks like they are going closer to their objective.
Yeah. Peter, everything I see is USA is consistently a little bit faster and a little bit higher. In any sailor's dream, if they can go higher and faster upwind, it's their best day of their life. Yet, with the deficit they started with, is a lot of racing to be done yet. And we have to remember, 20 miles upwind and 20 miles downwind.
Yes, and there's a lot of speculation about how quick these boats are and who can maybe go lower into their objective, but that's for the future once they get the wind behind them. Now, this is where they are on the race course, and we can get the idea from the start. So they've still got an awful long way to go on this 20-mile course as they're heading to the top mark, which is actually heading south because they started at 180 degrees due south.
Yeah, we don't have the data whether or not there's been any significant wind shift. It does look from the big eye that they're heading towards the beach, but the beach again looks like it's a long way away.
And now as we look at virtual eye, we see we have a new leader in this race, and it's USA BMW Oracle. Has just slowly clawed out the advantage that Lingy had, and it is BMW Oracle leading now by 78, 79 meters. Reinforcing the points that Andy and Cameron have been making. And then you come to the other issue that Andy Green's been talking.
And it looks like in these conditions particularly, now there's a big puff on BMW Oracle, and they just raise their wing. The next thing that's going to happen is somebody is going to tack as they get towards the ley line. I suspect that it's going to be a Lingy who are going to have to tack first, but it may be that BMW Oracle are just so far ahead now. I mean, they were 600 meters behind.
Well, they've come from 60 behind at the start when BMW Oracle was caught trapped, stalled over the line, and by the time they got together.
And it looks like in these conditions particularly, now there's a big puff on BMW Oracle, and they just raise their wing. The next thing that's going to happen is somebody is going to tack as they get towards the ley line. I suspect that it's going to be a Lingy who are going to have to tack first, but it may be that BMW Oracle are just so far ahead now. I mean, they were 600 meters behind, right, PJ? And now they're ahead on Virtual Eye.
Andy, well, 660. Andy, what is the wind strength, do you think, out there? Because all the speculation about how Lingy would be strong on a lighter breeze.
Well, it's debunked, I'm afraid. It's 6, maybe max 7 knots of breeze here. That's the most we're seeing. And the hull flying, the rig is fully canted to windward on the BMW Oracle boat by at least 15 degrees. The hulls are flying, and the Lingy are just falling away off the right-hand side. They're a quarter of the way up the race course. So 5 miles in and another 15 to go. But at the moment, if this carries, well, just a light spot there on BMW Oracle as they dip their hull in. And Lingy have really got to hope that they're going to show a clean pair of heels on the downwind leg, because at the moment, that sort of advantage, 660 meters behind off the start line, and it's now, well, I can't see Virtual Eye, so maybe you
close
can tell
to
us
400,
what the,
392. And the weather we're getting now, Andy, at the top mark, 185 at 8 knots.
I think they're tacking, BMW Oracle attacking. They're rolling the jib up, pushing the bow through. Either that or they've got Either that or they've got a bit of a problem. Can't quite see from here.
Actually, Andy, they might actually be faster and point higher without the jib. Let's just hold here a little bit. They're just probably doing a test. The wing sail should be 3 to 4, maybe 5 degrees better upwind without the jib.
Why?
And the reason that is that they can point higher. That foil is very good in lighter air to help accelerate the wind around the leeward side or the low pressure side of the wing sail. But right now, if you see any distance in pointing, is the trimaran started to point higher into the wind without their jib out.
Yeah.
Let's give an update on the latest weather we've had as they're getting close to the middle of the course. At the top mark, it is...
But that wing sail really proving its worth. The two elements of the wings. There has been a slight...
They are just riding on rails, just like going across the plains.
Out off Valencia, Spain on the Mediterranean.
If you look today, there's not a lot of difference in the speed through quarter ballast onto the windward hull. The hull that all the guys Ernesto is standing on is such as the windward hull. Well, the Wright brothers would be proud of these guys, I'm sure. Aviation and aircraft haven't been around for much more than a century, and there are a lot of airplane and helicopter pilots on these crews here. Jimmy Spithill, both eyeballing each other. Look at that, still in the same frame. There's a lot of people in town around the world that thought these they've run through 100 times of how many guys have to start moving when, what their jobs are, with no head sail to trim. It's quite simple for Dirk and Joey to get that mainsail, the main wing, from one to the main sail.
160 of 20 minutes across to get to the...
Grinding up this sail, but the Lingy team decided they're going to be able to use powered winches. So Oracle responded with a powered winch program, and instead of seeing 8 very large, strong human beings grinding the winches to pull this sail up, they're just pushing a button and pulling some rope.
Murray Jones and Juan Vila be talking about when should they take the penalty?
For power. What's going to be amazing is when orange mark on its top coach roof there. That'd be the place to be. That's the cheap seat today, I tell you, for watching the action as these boats accelerate from upwind speeds of we've seen up to 20 knots. And I can only guess they're going to be going 25, 30 downwind.
Yes, it's 1,000 meters out there, and that is why they cannot anchor, so they hold the boats on station. And that was another factor, along with the umpire boats that Cam talked about before, just keeping up with these boats, particularly in the bumpy seaway on Wednesday, where there was over 2 meter seas, and even holding a boat on station. The race officials with these 2 boats. The first time multi-hulls have been used in America's Cup competition. Here we come to the end of leg number 1. Mark 1, race 1, America's Cup 33. And it's BMW Oracle leading Alinghi. At the start, USA BMW Oracle, skippered by Jimmy Spithill, was 660 meters behind. And they've been able to claw back that deficit, overtake Alinghi. They're just slightly in a different direction, aren't they? Different degrees away there. Now, here comes Alinghi down, trying to build it up. That's more like it, both on similar courses. Oracle. And what has happened from, what was it, 1590 at the top mark? We just heard Cameron talk,